To Pakistan now, which is making news for another first. Not enough people to go on the Hajj pilgrimage. For the first time in history, Pakistan has surrendered its Hajj quota. It is returning some of it to Saudi Arabia. Why is this significant? Because it shows how desperate Pakistan is for cash. By sending fewer people to the Hajj, it is saving $24 million. Much needed money, no doubt. But it says a lot about Pakistan's situation and priorities in the face of a cash crunch. Thousands of Pakistanis are skipping the annual pilgrimage because they don't have enough money to make ends meet. Our next report tells you more.
Pakistan, a country in the throes of an economic crisis. The Pakistani rupee keeps losing value. Its foreign reserves are at precarious levels. And it's dealing with rampant inflation. So what has the government decided to do about it? No, not cut its bloated defense budget. Instead, Pakistan has surrendered its Hajj quota. The Hajj is one of the pillars of Islam. Muslims from around the world go to Mecca to complete the pilgrimage. It becomes difficult for Saudi Arabia to deal with the number of visitors. So the kingdom gives a set quota to all nations. Only a fixed number of Hajj pilgrims are allowed from a nation every year. The quota is calculated based on a country's Muslim population, and Pakistan has always complained it wasn't enough. But this year, it had to surrender the quota it was allocated. It's because not enough people signed up for the Hajj. In normal years, Pakistan runs a lottery to distribute the Hajj seats. But this year, everyone who applied could go, and even then the quota wasn't filled. Why? Because Pakistan's economic woes have made the Hajj unaffordable. The Hajj costs pilgrims around $4,300. That translates to 1.2 million Pakistani rupees this year. In rupee terms, that's an increase of almost 70% compared to last year. The exorbitant rise in costs is due to Pakistan's crashing currency. It has made the Hajj unaffordable for many in the country, which is why Pakistan wasn't able to meet its quota. So, Pakistan decided to surrender that unmet quota to Saudi Arabia. If it hadn't, it would have incurred additional costs. Because the government would have had to pay for every empty Hajj seat too. Islamabad would have had to pay Riyadh for travel and lodging even if there weren't pilgrims. So Pakistan decided to cut its losses instead. Reports say it'll save about $24 million. That's money the government could definitely use. And what happened to those extra Hajj permits? Reports say they've gone to Indonesia. But Pakistan's surrender may have long-term repercussions. It regularly complains about the Hajj quota allocation. It has been asking for a larger share for years now. This surrender might mean it'll have issues getting more Hajj visas in the future. So did Pakistan make the right choice giving up its seats? That's a difficult question. On the one hand, there may have been other avenues to save money, like the bloated military expenses we mentioned earlier. But then, is it the government's job to facilitate pilgrimages? Isn't religion supposed to be a personal thing? Then why are pilgrimages subsidized? Shouldn't the onus be on religious bodies and trusts and not the taxpayers? Pakistan's quota surrender was to cut costs, but maybe it can start a conversation about the government's role in religion.